Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be revisiting the REST API that I did in the previous video, and today we're going to be looking at, instead of getting a single fact from catfact.ninja, we're going to get a whole array of facts and add them into a list, and then you can manipulate that list however you want. This could be something that you can build off to make basically your project run quicker, so you can gather all the facts into a list on startup, and then instead of querying the API every time, you can then go and just grab a random fact from the list that we will generate. But to get started, we just have the whole project here. So we have catfacts, which just has this one object in it, and then we have our API call script that we did in the last video. If you haven't seen that video, there'll be a link down below or up on the screen, and you can go and watch that. It's relatively quick and you'll get completely up to date with what we're doing. So to continue basically where we left off, we are going to come back to catfact.ninja/fact, and here we can see this was the API we were using. Every time you refresh or call it, you're getting a new fact, and this maps to our object then that we created in Unity, and we have our fact and the length. But what we're going to do is just add an S at the end here, and you'll see we get a whole bunch of JSON data. We're not going to look at this too much here because it's very hard to read, but one of the most important things to note here is right here it says per page 10, and that basically means we have 10 facts on this page, and we can now get them facts and put them into a list, and then you can use that list however you want. So quickly copy the JSON here, then go to JSON to c#.com, paste the JSON in this side, and then just do convert, and this basically converts the JSON structure into a C# object structure, so we can then map the data that we get into an object with just one line of code rather than doing it all manually. And here we have the three objects. So this one here is basically our fact, the data object, and we already have this in our project, so we're not going to use this, but we don't have link or root. So we're going to copy these. We're going to bring this into our catfacts.cs. I'm just going to paste them here. Now you're going to notice that we have an error here for this list, and that's because we're missing a type. So we haven't defined the object for the type of list that it is. So we want to create a list of fact. So just change this to fact, and now that fixes that problem. And we're good to go on this side. If we go over to our API call, then we can come up here to the URL where we have the set quarantine get request, and we're just going to add the S here at the end, so we're hitting the right endpoint when making the request. If we were to do what we're going to do with the other endpoint, it just won't work, and you could be scratching your head why. But if you jump the gun and it's not working for you, just make sure you have that S there, because it should work relatively easy. So down here in our result.success, I'm just going to duplicate this line, and I'm going to comment out the previous one. So this is our old line just for reference, and you're going to basically see what we do here to get the full list. So change fact to root, so our root object, and we can rename this. So we can actually come over here and just rename this to fact root, just so we can see that better. And here we have fact root facts, and we want to do exactly what we did before, but this time we're going to deserialize the object to the type of fact root based off the JSON that we get back. And immediately you're going to notice here when we're trying to set the text on the screen or on the canvas UI to facts.fact, it's not working because we have multiple other properties now, such as the current page, from page URL, and the last page, and so forward. But the main area that we want to be looking in is list or facts.data, and now that is our full list of data. And if we just kind of point to object 0, so the very first object we get back, we can do then .fact, and that will set our text. But this basically means every time we run the API or the refresh, we're going to get the same thing coming up on our screen. And this is fine for the minute. You can manipulate that however you want, but what I want to show you is just how we can get a bunch of facts in one go, get them into a list, and then use that list as you wish. And we've just demonstrated that there. And just to show that it's working, we're just going to do a for each var fact in facts.data. So we're going to loop through all the facts that we have in our data object, and we're just going to do a debug.log, and we're just going to do fact.fact. So we're just going to debug.log all the facts, and this will give us hopefully 10 facts within our debug console over here. So let's take a look. So just click play, and immediately you're going to notice that we have this text up here, and we also have 10 console items here. So we can see number 10, and there's 10 different facts, and these are just from the API themselves. Now you could specify a different page up here. So again, I recommend looking at catfact.ninja's documentation so you can see, but you could just do page equals tree, and I'll give this just a quick reload. But we're just going to see that we have different data that populates into our console and a different message that pops up here. So there we go. We're on page 3 now. We got 10 different facts, and this one up here, which is fact 0, a cat can travel at top speed of approximately 31 miles per hour over a short distance, is the exact same fact that we have here and that we've set. So that is what this concludes this video. There's nothing more I wanted to show you on that. Just wanted to keep it quick and simple of getting a whole list of facts and displaying it, and this is a similar approach that you would do with any other API that returns a bunch of data, but now you know how to do it with catfact, and you can now bring that knowledge on further. So I hope this helped. If it did, please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again. Any video suggestions, just please use them down below. Thank you.